I don't like eating fish, not gefilte fish, not salmon, not tuna, not any kind of kosher fish, or non-kosher fish for that matter, nor do I like lasagna. And this little quirk about my eating habits disturbed my father greatly. To him, it was completely unfathomable for someone to not like lasagna. Who doesn't like lasagna? Lasagna is delicious. Lasagna is healthy. Lasagna is good for you. Lasagna has all the characteristics of food that you might like. So when I was about 10 or 12, my father got fed up with it. He said, that's it. I'm going to make this kid like lasagna. So he says, give me a plate of lasagna. And he said, here you go. Eat it. And he says, put it in your mouth and chew it over and see how delicious it is. So I ate it. And I still do not like lasagna. And I think that's kind of reasonable. You know, we don't believe in forcing people to like things. Some people like certain foods. Some people like onions. And some people abhor onions. Some people like liver. Some people can't stand liver. Like I don't like tongue. I understand some people like that a lot. But this is the kind of thing where people have their own tastes and their own, they make their own decisions as to the choices of what they like and what they dislike. That being said, we're going to find a really hard time with the Torah's commandment that we have to like everyone, we have to love everyone. The most famous commandment in all of Torah is you shall love your fellow as yourself. This is Leviticus 19. Everyone knows that because it was plagiarized by other religions. And it comes from the Torah. So, and this is a commandment. You have to love everyone. And how much do you have to love them? As much as yourself. Wait a minute. If it's unreasonable to command me to love lasagna, or onions, or foods, how could you force me, command me to like other people, to love them? And not only to love them as much as I love myself. Seems unreasonable. Now, the Torah's commandment is a commandment. It's not a suggestion. It's binding for every Jew. As binding as having a bris milah, circumcision, as eating matzah on Passover, as having a mezuzah on your door. It's a mitzvah, that's a commandment which is binding to every Jew. How can the Almighty command us to do something, to like something, to have an emotion? Question number one. Question number two, as we said, this commandment to like someone or to love them doesn't mean to just love them to get along with them. It means to love them as much as you love yourself. Love your neighbor, your fellow, as yourself. How could you possibly command someone to love someone else as much as they love themselves? It's not possible. I don't think it's even physiological possible to love someone as much as you love yourself. And in fact, the Torah also elsewhere says that your life takes precedence over someone else's life. If so, it seems contradictory. How could the Torah on one hand command me to love someone as much as I love myself, and on the other hand tell me that my life takes precedence? A third question. Fast forward to Deuteronomy, the last of the 5 books of Moses. Deuteronomy 10, verse 19. Ve'ahavtem es hager, you should love the convert, you should love the foreigner. Why? Because you yourself were foreigners in another land, in Egypt. Wait a minute. If the Torah tells us we have to love everyone, that includes everyone. Doesn't make any exceptions. Why would you need to tell me you also have to love the convert, the foreigner? If the foreigner is included in everyone, why is it necessary to tell us again, you should love the foreigner, you should love the convert, because you yourself were a convert in a foreign land, in the land of Egypt? So I was thinking, to answer all these 3 questions, number 1, the whole idea of commanding someone to have an emotion. Number 2, to command someone to love them as much as yourself, which seems unreasonable, as yourself, as it says. And number 3, why tell us to love a convert when you already told us to love everyone? So I was thinking that these 3 questions could be answered like this. The Torah is giving us a commandment. You have to love everyone. If the Torah gives us such a commandment, it must be that there is a process, there is a way, there's a procedure that you could do to ensure that you fulfill this commandment, just like circumcision, mezuzah, matzah, and all the other mitzvos that were commanded. The Torah only gives us commandments that it's possible to achieve. So it's possible to attain love. How do you love someone? Perhaps when the Torah tells us you should love the foreigner, you should love the convert, because you yourself were a convert, the Torah is not telling you an additional commandment per se. What it's telling you is the process that you do in order to love someone. You see a foreigner, you see someone who feels a little bit out of place. You have to remember that you yourself were once out of place. In the land of Egypt, the entire nation collectively were foreigners. We experienced that. We went through what this person's going through. And you have to love him because you yourself are once in his shoes. The way to achieve love is to empathize with other people, to think about yourself in their shoes, to impose yourself, superimpose yourself into someone else's life. If you ask yourself the question, this person that I see, what's he going through? Did I perhaps once experience that same thing? Did I perhaps have life experience that I could draw to try to help someone? This activity of saying, this foreigner, this guy who feels out of place, I myself once experienced that. And we've all been in situations where you were new, you felt a little bit awkward, you were out of place, the first day in school, first day in college, first day at a new job, right? You don't know anyone in a bar, and it's an awful feeling. And the foreigner, the convert, he has the same thing. He comes, joins the Jewish family, and he also feels out of place, and he has to get used to so many things, right? You have to take your life experience and say, what is that person going through that I myself once went through? You have to empathize with someone. And once you do that, then you'll love them. And perhaps that's the intention of the first verse. Back in Leviticus, the first verse says, you should love your fellow as yourself. It doesn't mean you should love him as much as you love yourself. What it does mean, perhaps, is that you have to love your fellow as yourself. You have to realize that he is very similar to you. We're just the same. We've all gone through challenges, and we see other people that have also gone through those similar challenges. When you recognize that someone else is like you empathize with them, you care about them, you focus on what they're going through, you try to imagine life from their perspective, then you'll love yourself. And perhaps that is the procedure with which we can relate to other people, develop relationships with other people, like other people, and even love them. We don't have to love them as much as we love ourselves. No. The Torah already told us elsewhere. My life takes precedence over someone else's life. I don't need to love them as much as myself. Rather, I have to love them like yourself. What does that mean, like yourself? That's the process, how you like someone. You have to realize that he is like you, you're like him, you're similar, you both go through challenges, you both have ups and downs. Empathize with someone else. Imagine yourself in someone else's shoes. Remember the times that you went through what he is going through now. That's the way that you'll achieve this wonderful mitzvah. We know this mitzvah is a very important mitzvah. It's a gateway mitzvah. It's a mitzvah that brings us to, opens up an entire world of character improvement, of becoming more of a giving person, a benevolent person, of becoming someone who is focusing on perfecting our character, because this idea of caring for someone else will bring us to be kind people, to be patient people, to not get angry, to have all the good things that the Torah wants from us. And we could do it. It's not easy, but there's a process to do it. When the Torah tells us we should do it, it must mean that we can. Best of luck. Love you too.